This video will go over the basics of teaching leash pressure in the down cue. You'll see that the first thing I do is put the dog's slip leash on and make sure the leash is kind of hanging below the dog's head. I want downward pressure steering him into a down. I'm going to start by very gently putting my foot on the leash. There should be just enough pressure to gently pull his head down, but he shouldn't be uncomfortable. He's a Frenchie, and you'll hear later in this clip, he's not snorting, he's not hacking, just enough where he's like, I don't know what to do with this pressure, I'm gonna think about it. This should take a little while. You'll notice that I don't have anything to do. I should have brought a book. Usually I have my phone, but I was recording. He sat, which is an awesome first step, so I let up on the pressure just a little bit and told him good, very calmly, but I'm still waiting for a down. I'm gonna wait him out a little bit more until he lays down. This is where I would normally scroll on TikTok or recommend that you have a book or at least something to do. Tofu already understands a little bit of leash pressure in other contexts and rewards, so this will go fast. With your dog, expect this process to take maybe 10-15 minutes for the first round to look like this did. Keep in mind that I'm not saying anything to Tofu. This is for him to figure out on his own. My other dog started to get a little rowdy, so I told her to sit. But right here you see that he laid down, but then he got right up, so I started the process all over again. When I do eventually reward him, it's going to be very slow and calm. He sat and just pondered the task at hand for a while, which was pretty normal, but now he's finally decided to lay down again, so I very slowly take my foot off the leash, slowly grab a treat, but you'll see that he got up, which is very normal, but I'm just going to ignore that, put the treat back, start again. I unhooked his foot so I can keep the leash out of his way. If you can do that with your dog, it's ideal. If not, you can still work around that leg. It's fine if you just kind of sit there with them. Just make sure you use that leash kind of as a pulley system when you can. If he adjusts and it gets a little loose, you'll see me pull on the leash just a little bit more, or if it gets a little too tight, I might pull my foot up just a teeny bit to loosen some pressure. You'll even see me ever so slightly move my foot to the left right there just to add a little bit more pressure, and that was just enough to motivate him to lay down. Awesome. Now he's just like, I'm gonna lay here, this is boring. Told him he's got his treat. Great. The only time I'm going to give him a treat is when his elbows are firmly planted on the ground. But he got up, so I'm going to start all over again. They're going to need a lot of reps to understand what this means. So now, even though he got 2 successful reps, it might take a while. So that's where I decided that I really liked what he was doing and I wanted to end that repetition on a successful note, and now I'm going to kind of reset him, maybe play with him for a quick second, all very calmly. My other dog's about to jump in. She heard some treats are being handed out. I'm going to get her out of the way, and then I'm going to start again with Tofu. Journey, go. You might have noticed on that last repetition, I made things a little bit more difficult for him by showing him the treat. You won't want to do that in the first couple repetitions. I'm just trying to speed this up for you. But as this gets easy, keep your hand out, show your dog the treat. Now I'm showing him before I say free, just to really clear up. Down means stay down. Wait until your release cue. If you wait until that release cue, you'll get a reward and you get to run around for a second. Now at this point, I can tell that the dog's starting to understand the leash pressure. This might take a few more minutes for your dogs, even another session or 2, but on this next rep, I'm going to tell him down before I use the leash pressure, and I'll start doing that from now on.